Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, from darkness to the light, and from mortality to the immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, for 2 weeks, as you all know, we had a off in the class. So I had been to Zambia, that is Lusaka, in our center. For a week, I was there. And afterwards, for 10 days, I had been to South Africa, visited different centers. It was a wonderful experience visiting centers in Africa. I'm meeting so many devotees, and they were really great and good, I can say. Great. Their devotion, their dedication towards Sri Ramakrishna, towards spiritual pursuit, all things were amazing. And tons of love I received from the devotees, either in Zambia, that is Lusaka, or in South Africa. And Monday, I'm back, and yesterday we had a wonderful function. Many of you did come for Guru Purnima celebrations. It was spiritual, colorful, and around online, offline altogether, I think 67 people did attend the program, and they all felt blessed. Now coming to our topic, we are trying to discuss on Aparokshanubhuti, the immediate realization of the self. The Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy, doesn't believe in the moksha or in the emancipation after death. Some of the philosophies, some of the faiths or religions, they say, after your death, you will go to heaven. There, you'll get moksha or emancipation. But Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy, doesn't believe in it. Rather, they say that the moksha can be attained in this mundane world, in this empirical world, now itself. Really, when you feel, when you aspire, when you desire intensely for that realization, now, then and there itself, you'll be able to realize yourself, or you'll be able to realize God. So that is called Jivan Mukti. While leaving, we are getting the Mukti. How to attain it? The scriptures comes into our rescue, and the scriptures are trying to explain how to attain Mukti. And to understand what is Mukti and how to understand Mukti, we need a systematic study. And this Aparokshanubhuti, the immediate realization of the self, is one of the introductory texts of Advaita Vedanta or the non-dualistic philosophy. Now, when we read, when we study, when we hear, we may get a question. What do I get benefit from this? How do I get benefit from all of these things? Probably, for this question, the life incident of Swami Turiyananji will come to our rescue, or it can show some light. Swami Turiyananji had to undergo one major operation. He had a severe boil or some severe wound on his back. I think it is Swami Turiyananji or Swami Trigunatitanji. He said, look, for the doctors, you can operate, but I will not take anesthesia. I don't want anesthesia. The doctors pursued him, saying that, Swami, it is a major operation. There will be a lot of pain in you. You will not be able to bear. So we will have a problem in the OT, that is operation theater. Please take the anesthesia. He said, nothing doing. Whatever the pain may happen, I am ready to bear it. So the condition is, I will not take anesthesia. Then only I will give my consent for operation. Otherwise not. Then the doctors didn't have any other go other than accepting his condition. Then when Swamiji was taken to hospital, and to operation theater. And before starting operation, they said, Swami, we are going to operate. And the doctors had a fear. What will happen to this Swami? Because he is not taking anesthesia. He said, at some point of time, you can operate me. And they started operating, and as if they're operating on the log of wood, or they're operating on the dead body, or they're operating on the body which there is no life, like that just he was lying down. So the major operation was done. There was no hue and cry. There was no even said, I have got a pain or so. Everything went so systematically. And he was just peaceful. He was lying down, conscious he was, and he was peaceful, and nothing happened. That itself was a medical wonder for many of the doctors. How is it possible? Such a major operation, we are doing it, and Swami is just relaxing and is lying on the bed as if nothing is happening. Then the operation was done, operation was successful, and they all, with folded hands, they said, Swami, you are really great. Probably it is possible for you only, otherwise not for us. Then after a day or two, the doctor came and he wanted to redress the bandage, Then he started removing the bandage. Then the Swami started shouting, saying, oh, so much pain. Then the doctor said, Swamiji, 2 days before we did operation, and you were so calm, so quiet, and you didn't tell anything. And today just I'm removing the bandage to redress it, and you were saying that so much pain. I am astonished to hear this. How is it? Why is it? Then he said, look, when you started operating me, you said that I'm going to operate. Then I withdrew my mind from my body. So when you were operating, I had never but that body consciousness. So there was no sense of pain, or there was no sense of anything. But now before removing this bandage, you didn't tell me. And before telling me, or before bringing attention, you started removing. That's the reason I am feeling pain. You would have told me that I am removing the bandage and I will be redressing. Then I would have taken my mind from that portion of my body so that I would not have any experience. When we hear such incidents, we may feel whether is it true or what. It may be cock and bull story, something like that, like Puranas, mythologies we see. But this has happened just in 100 years, and it has been recorded. So we cannot say that it is a cock and bull story or it is just imagination. It is true. And how it happened? For him, how it happened, and for us, why it is not happening? And or rather, how can it happen for us also? It can happen for us also when the moment we understand that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am that consciousness, I am the pure existence, I am the bliss. Swami Turiyanji, Swami Trigunathithanji Maharaj, the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, they were the knowers of Brahman. They had self-realization, which is told in Sanskrit, Atma Sakshatkara. So when they realize who are they in reality, when I realize who I am, then all these things are possible. So why should we study Vedanta? Because to conquer the fear of death and to destroy the ignorance. And why we have to destroy our ignorance? Because the ignorance is the root cause for all our problems. During our business or in our profession, I may do some mistake. We do perform so many mistakes every day. So some mistakes, sometimes we may get scoldings, or we may have to face unfavorable circumstances, adverse circumstances, so on and so forth. But these things can be checked. Sometimes we cannot do anything. But according to the Advaita Vedanta, we have committed one simple basic mistake. What is that? Thinking that I am the body and mind. That is the root cause for all our problems. That is the root cause for all our birth and death. That is the cycle of samsara. So if you want to put the full stop, not the comma, then the Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy says that the moment you understand who are you in reality, who am I in reality, then there will be a permanent full stop for all your problems. Then you can lead happiest life in the given circumstances. Now, I'm using this word very carefully, in the given circumstances, because we always try to change We always try to expect the change in the people, in the world, in the situations. Now, Advaita Vedanta doesn't speak about it. The moment you understand who are you in reality, the people may not change, the situations may not change, the world may not change, but you will change and you will be happy in all this present adverse, the most worst situations you may be there, but you will not be perturbed, you will not be disturbed. That is the greatness of the Advaita Vedanta. That is the significance of Advaita Vedanta. So why should we study Advaita Vedanta? Why should we put into practice this non-dualistic philosophy or Advaita Vedanta? It is because it gives a tremendous conviction about the supreme truth. And when it is materialized, when it is realized, then what happens? Then I can be the happiest person. Here, happy means it is bliss, unswearing bliss. There is no end to it at all. Today I'm happy. Why? Because I got a bonus in my company. From my company, they paid me bonus. I am very happy. Today and tomorrow also I may be happy. But some message, some problem in the office or in the family or in myself, that can end my happiness. So whatever the happiness we get from the objects and from the people in the materialistic world or in the mundane world, that is temporary. Buy one, get one free. That my standard joke. You want happiness, pleasure, yes, fine, you take it. But behind that, unhappiness or sorrow also comes. I want one, I don't want another. You cannot say. You don't have an option. Whereas this bliss is eternal. That's why what happens when we study Vedanta, they say that Paramananda Prapti, Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti. The unhappiness, complete cessation of unhappiness and attainment of the supreme bliss eternally. Cessation of unhappiness, sorrow completely, once for all. And at the same time, attainment of happiness, bliss, altogether eternally. So this is the aim or goal of Advaita Vedanta. So that's why we are supposed to study Advaita Vedanta. And on the lighter side, that's why you are supposed to attend my lectures on Aparokshanubhuti. So giving this base and probably explaining the earlier classes, whatever had happened, now let us go to the 30th verse. Here, Adi Shankaracharya is refuting the nilhish, that is called Shunyavada. If you see the main school of Buddhism, we have got three main schools. One is Hinayana. In Hinayana, again, there are two subsects mainly. And the other is Mahayana. The other is Vajrayana. Vajrayana, if you see, Tibetan Buddhism, if you see, that's all like Dalai Lama. He belongs to Vajrayana. And this Mahayana. Mahayana is, one is Shunyavada, the other is Vijnanavada. The Hinayana, again, Sautantrika and Vaibhashika, which it comes. So in the Mahayana, one school of philosophy is called Shunyavada. What is Shunya? It is void. The supreme truth is void according to the Shunyavadins. So based on the Buddha's teachings, they draw the conclusions saying that the Buddha has explained the supreme truth as a void or as a Shunya. Means so negatively, they're asserting the supreme truth. Here, the beauty of Advaita Vedanta again comes. Who have read little philosophically deeply, they'll be able to understand and appreciate. The Advaita Vedanta says that it is with full of positivity, it is with full of unalloyed bliss. So here, in the 30th verse, Adi Shankaracharya is refuting the nilhish views. Svatmanam shrunu, murkha, a foolish fellow, svatmanam shrunu, tvam shrutya yuktya cha purusham, dehatitam sadakaram, sudurdarsham bhavadrushaihi. First I will tell running meaning, then I will tell the word-to-word meaning. Oh, you, the ignorant ones, try to know with the help of scriptures and by logical reasoning that your own self, that is Purusha, which is different from the body and not a void, but it is the very form of pure existence and very difficult for the persons like you to realize. So he's laughing at the nihilist and is refuting. He's refuting the nihilist view that whatever you say, that the Atman or the supreme truth is void, shunya, it is wrong, it is mistaken, it is misconception. Murkha, oh ignorant one, I need not to tell it. We all know that what is murkha. Svatmanam, swa atmanam, your own self. Swa, own, atmanam, self, your own self. Shrunu, real here, shrunu means not here. Here, shrunu means realize. Tvam, you, shrutya, with the help of scriptures. For us, scriptures is always Vedas. Yuktya, by logical reasoning. Logic or by reasoning. Purusha, the Purusha. Purusha means it is not male gender. Purusha means it is Atman. One more synonym for the Atman. Dehatitam, beyond the body. Sat akaram, sadakaram, sat akaram. It is the very form of pure existence. Sudur darsham, very difficult to be seen. Bhava drushaha, means by persons like you. It may be easy for others, but it will be very difficult for you people. Why? Because you have got misconception that Atman or the supreme truth as a void. Now, Adi Shankaracharya is telling with the help of scriptures, even scriptures state very clearly that the Atman or the supreme truth is the Purusha is in the pure form of existence, it is not void. Now, what scriptures? I said Vedas, means Upanishads we can take here. Satyam, Gnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Taittiriya Upanishad says that. Brahman is truth, Brahman is knowledge, and Brahman is infinite. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Paramiya Vyoman. He who knows that Brahman is lodged in the supreme space in the heart enjoys the supreme bliss. So like that we can take so many scriptural statements from the Upanishads, so which tells that the Brahman is pure existence, pure knowledge, and pure bliss. And it is infinite. It is not void. Now, and also he's telling by logical reasoning also, we can say that the Purusha is with full of bliss or supreme bliss. How to understand? Generally, in Advaita Vedanta, we give the example is, now I'm standing on the earth. If I'm standing on the earth, I cannot say that the earth doesn't exist. To say earth doesn't exist, where will I stand then? So similarly, if I say that, like for an example, if I take an example of Bengali, if I say in Bengali, Ami Bangla Janina. In Bengali, if I say Bangla Janina, that means it is contradicting my own statement. I am telling in Bengali, I don't know Bengali. How it is? So similarly, if I say that I don't exist, how it is? For example, on the lighter side, a person who had lent the money, who had given the loan, he came and he started knocking the door on someone's house. The father knew very well, person because who has given the loan for me, he has come to take the interest. Now he is not in a position to give the interest. Then he tells his son, my dear, I will go and myself, I hide myself in the room, in the bedroom. You open, the uncle will ask for me and you tell that, uncle, my father has gone out. My father is not in the room or in the house. Then he goes and he hides himself in the bedroom. And this fellow is very sincere and he was very truthful, the children. General children are generally, they will be sincere and truthful too. The child said, the child opened and that fellow, the same fellow who wanted interest money, he came. My dear son, where is your father? He said, my father has told me to tell you that my father is not in the house. My father has told me to inform you that my father is not in the house. That means what? His father is there, but he is telling lie. He has asked him to tell a lie. So now, similarly, I can say that he doesn't exist. She is not here. My father is not in the house. My mother is not in the house, or etc., etc. But I cannot say I am not in the house. Even I am in the house, I cannot say I am not in the house. So similarly, if I say that I ceases to exist, it is completely illogical and it is completely against the logic. To say that I don't exist, If someone says that Swami Shantivratananda is not in the ashram sign, if I say that staying in the ashram, if I say that I am not in the ashram, then it is self-contradicting. So similarly, to say that I don't exist, there is I. Then how can you say that this, the Supreme Brahman, the Atman or the Purusha is void or shunya? So you are very fool. You are the ignorant ones. How can you say that you don't exist? XYZ don't exist. Things don't exist. Yes, we can say, I don't exist. I can never say. Now, for an example, I say that, oh, I have died. If I start telling, people will say, I think Swami Shantivratananda has lost his senses. Because the dead body will never advertise that it is dead body. The dead body can never speak. Or the dead body can never advertise, never can speak that saying that I am dead. The dead body will be just lying, and the people, when they see that, they will understand that he is dead, he or she is dead. So just like dead body can never say that I am dead, the sleeping person, the person who is in deep sleep, he can never say that I am sleeping. So similarly, I can never say that I don't exist. I can say XYZ don't exist. XYZ is not there. The objects are there or not there, we can say. But I can never say that I don't exist. When you can never say that I don't exist, then how can you say that the Purusha, the Atman, is void or shunya? So it is against tarka. It is against logical reasoning. It is against logic. So, my dear, the foolish one, please try to understand and stop saying that the Purusha or the Atman is void. And here one more thing we can think of, experience also. So in the traditional scriptural point of view, in the Indian system, to substantiate our arguments, they used to take three sources. One is scriptures. Now I'm giving some theory, whether scriptures supports my idea, supports my theory, supports my argument. So we have seen scriptures are supporting the Adi Shankaracharya's statement, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Now, second is logic, logical reasoning. So it should also go in consonance with the logic. The third is Anubhava, experience. Our experience also should confirm the view or the theory or the ideas which I am trying to tell. So now we have seen the scripture point of view, logical reasoning point of view we have seen. Now we shall see the Anubhava, the experience. Now, I am experiencing the wonderful sunlight in the Dublin. I am the experiencer and the sunlight is experienced. I am seeing still at 7:30 or 7:25 p.m., still there is sunlight in the Dublin. So I am observing the sunlight. So I am the knower, I am the experiencer, and the whole world is experienced. When I'm experiencing something, how can person say that I am void, or Purusha is void, or Atman is void? I am Chetana. I am with full of life. I am with full of vigor. I am with full of experience, consciousness. Then, oh fooled one, how can you say that I am the void or I am the shunya? You can never say that. So Shruti, scripture, Tarka, logical reasoning, and Anubhava, experience. From these 3 points of view, we can say that the Purusha, the Atman, is pure existence, is awareness, and it is unalloyed bliss. It is never the void. So this idea has been conveyed in the 30th verse. While explaining all these things, so Adi Shankaracharya is refuting the nihilist view. Now, the one question may come for us that, Swamiji, we are not Buddhist. Probably we don't have such type of ideas, probably. Why should we study all these things? What is use for me? I may not be Buddhist, but our Buddhists are not refuting these things. Why should we study in this present age? Hundreds of years before all these things were there, probably they were refuting each other. Now it is not so. Then why should we study all these things? Now, why? Because At some point of time, when our intellectual growth, when our intellectual expansion is happening, so these type of ideas may come in our mind, or this type of doubts may come in our mind also. Apart from refuting the nihilist, this type of similar ideas, similar type of questions, similar type of doubts may come in our mind. That is the reason we have to read, we have to understand, so that our understanding will be free from all type of doubts, and it will be free from all types of confusions. Sometimes the people, they come and they speak and they discuss about the Atman and the philosophy with us. They'll be so much confused. So on the lighter side, jokingly, I say, oh, confusions are clear. Confusions are clear means there are no confusions. That's the one thing. What I mean to say that he is with full of confusions. It is very clear that he is with full of confusions. So many people, they come with so many confused ideas with a confused mind. Why? Because they have not studied the Shastras, the scriptures, in a proper way, with a proper guidance or in a systematic way. That's why they'll be full of confused ideas, with a jumbled up ideas. So it will take for us probably a lot of time to clear it. So this type of confusions may be there for us, or sometimes such type of doubts may come to us. That's the reason we have to study, and that is the reason the scriptures also try to refute these ideas. Now we shall go to 31st verse. So here the Sankhyan view has been refuted by Adi Shankaracharya directly. Aham shabdena vikyata eka eva stitah paraha stulaha tu anekatam praptaha katam syad dehakah puman. The running meaning is the Purusha known as I is but one, whereas the gross bodies are many. So how can this body be Purusha? Aham shabdena, by the word aham, I, vikyataha, well known, popularly known or well known, eka eva, as only one. So the Purusha, the Atman is only one. Stitah paraha, existing beyond, stitaha, existing, paraha means beyond, stulaha, beyond of what? Beyond the gross body, tu, but on the other hand, anekatam, many, manifoldness, praptaha, obtained, katam, how? Syat, can be, deyakaha, this body, puman Purusha. Atman is only one, but we see there are thousands of, hundreds of, millions of bodies. Then how can you say that this body is the Purusha? So this is what literal translation, but the underlying meaning is the Sankhya, the Sankhyan theology, the Sankhyan philosophy says that multiplicity of souls. Even Nyaya Vaisheshika and Sankhya and Dvaita Vedanta, the dualistic schools of Vedanta, they also, all of them, they say that they admit that there are multiplicity of souls. Means, for an example, say for an argument's sake, around 100,000 people or 100,000 beings are there in the world. That means what? 100,000 Atmans, 100,000 Purushas are there, according to the Sankhya, according to the Dvaita Vedanta, according to the Nyaya and Vaisheshika. There are different schools of Indian philosophy. That's all you can think of. Don't think too much about it. But whereas Advaita Vedanta says that no, there is only one Atman or one Purusha or only one Brahman. Then the Sankhyas, they put a counter question that if you say that there is only one Atman, then I'm experiencing the happiness. At the same time, at the given time, at the same time, are you experiencing the happiness? Maybe, may not be. Then what about you? Oh, no, I'm unhappy. Someone is neutral, someone is happy, someone is unhappy. If the same Atman, then the experience should be same for everyone, among all beings. But at given point of time, everyone's experience is different and it is multiple. So that itself shows that. That itself we have to admit that from this experience that there is multiplicity, there are multiplicity of souls. Because my experiences at the same given point of time, my experience is different than your experience because My Atman and your Atman are different. So multiplicity of souls should be experienced, or it has to be admitted. This is the theory, or this is the argument given by Sankyans. Now, Advaita Vedantins, they say, yes, whatever you are telling, the experience part, it is right, but the conclusion is wrong. Why? Because you are experiencing the happiness at the same time. I may not be experiencing the happiness. I may be experiencing unhappiness, or I may be experiencing the neutrality, or I may be sleeping without experiencing anything. Then what is the reason? They say that because of reflecting medium. We have got bodies. Every one of us, we have got body, either for animal, for bird, or for beast, or for human being. So we have got different bodies, and different gross bodies, different subtle bodies. The reflecting mediums are different, so our experiences are different. They give the reason. And they give an example. For an example, we have kept 100 mirrors on the earth, on this particular area in the field. Now, there is only one sun, but because we have kept 100 mirrors, we are able to see 100 suns in the mirror. So can you say that? Can you argue that, no, there is not only one sun, there are 100 suns? Why? Because we are seeing 100 suns in the reflections, in the 100 mirrors. So they are only the reflecting mediums, but only one sun. Because there were 100 mirrors, so there are 100 reflecting suns, that's all. So similarly, this gross body and subtle body and causal body, the reflecting mediums of the sun called Atman. That's why you feel that there are so many Atmas. But actually, just like there is only one sun, there are so many reflecting mediums. So similarly, there is only one Atman, there is only one Purusha, but there are so many reflecting mediums called gross body and subtle body. So this is what the underlying argument of this shloka. But if you have studied deeply the philosophy, then you will be able to understand. But in a possible, simple way, I am trying to tell. At the same time, Adi Shankaracharya is also refuting the materialistic point of view. That is what Charvakas view. Charvakas view is what? They don't believe in soul. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in heaven. They believe only in the physical body. Once this physical body is destroyed, then I ceases to exist. So have a merrymaking, enjoy. They say that even you may cheat people. By cheating people, you enjoy. Runam krutva grutam pibet. There's a beautiful Sanskrit shloka. Asmi deyasya bhutasya punaragamanam kutaha runam krutva grutam pibet. When this body has been turned into pot full of ash, then where is the question of coming back? That's why you cheat people, you do whatever you want, but you enjoy in this materialistic world or in this empirical world. That is their philosophy, materialistic people's philosophy. Then if you say that your body is Atman, it is not so, because you are beyond this body. That is what Atman or Purusha. This is also one more idea has been given in this shloka, 31st verse. Now, how to understand the materialistic view that because body is different from the self. I am different from the gross body. I am different from the subtle body. I am different from the causal body. Dehatitaha. I'm different from, I'm beyond from all these three bodies. How I am different? Then I will say that I refer back to my Tattva Bodha classes. If you have heard my Tattva Bodha classes, then immediately you will be able to understand here. Then Swamiji, we have not heard, means I request you to hear again once more. But anyhow, just I will tell once in a simple way, little. How? For an example, I am in the house. I am in the vehicle. I am driving the car. I am in the car. I am driving the car. Fine. I am in the office. I am working in the office. I never said that I am the house. I am in the house. I owe the house. I am in the house. I have rented the house. But I never said that I am the house. I am driving the vehicle. I am traveling in the vehicle. I am going in the vehicle, I say, but I never said that I am the vehicle. And similarly, I am working in the office. I owe the office. I have rented this office building. This office belongs to me, I may say. This office is mine, I may say. I never say that I am the office. So similarly, I have a body, I have a mind, I have emotions. I am never body. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. This is clear, but unfortunately, we are so much confused, we are so much jumbled up, and we have taken it for granted. We have been hypnotized ourselves saying that body, mind, I am body, mind, body, mind. Though we say that I have got a body, I am, but we think and we behave as if that I am the body. I have a house. I go a house, but something happens to house, immediately I start reacting and immediately I start crying. Why? Because as if it has happened to me only. Why? Because of tadatmya, because of attachment to the house. At least when I say that I am having a house, we can understand that because we feel that I am different from the house, we can understand clearly. But when I say that I owe this body, I have this body, I am not the body, it will take some time to understand this. Say for an example, now in India, at least in the northeast part and the southern part of Karnataka, in Karnataka, there's heavy floods. So many people are washed. And in Amarnath also, there was a cloud burst few days before, 10 or 15 people also they have died. So for an argument's sake, let God forbid, let not happen. So there was a lot of rain here. Liffey River has been overflowed and the water is rushing in the Dublin city entirely. So we are getting washed away. Now the water is entering our house also. Now people are alarming us, take care of yourself and get out and run away somewhere, go to the higher places, go to the Tara Hills, like go to the probably Wicklow Mountains and save yourself, otherwise you may be washed out in the floods. At this juncture, will I say that, oh no, I will not go anywhere, I have to take care of my house? Will I say, or just I will run somewhere to protect my life? Definitely, I will run immediately to protect my life. Okay, whatever happens, let us see afterwards. Why? Because if I sustain, if I live, then I can think of my house. If I am not there, then what is the point of having the house? So when there is a danger, immediately, if the choice is given between the house and me, then definitely we suggest, we choose of myself, saving myself, than the house, or external materials, or external comforts. But unfortunately, in day-to-day things, we don't discriminate. We are so much, jumbled up, we much confused ourselves with the body and mind. We feel that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the emotions. So once, I think Ramana Maharshi, a spiritual aspirant, went and approached, sir, I would like to do some spiritual practice so that I would like to have a self-realization. Please tell me, how can I have it? Then he said, remove that I, then you will have it. Here the I refers to the ego, body-mind complex. I am the body, I am the mind, so-called. Once you remove that I, once you remove that ego, then what remains is what the self or the Purusha or the Atman. So the body is different from the self. Why? Because I am the experiencer, and the body and the house and the vehicle, everything is experienced. For example, you are hearing my talk, you are hearing through the ears. So ears are experiencer and my talk is experienced. And because of your mind connection with your sense organs, the mind is able to observe and experience the knowledge which you are hearing through the ear. That means your mind is the experiencer and the ears is the experienced. And you are experiencing through the mind, you are the experiencer and the mind is experienced. So finally, when it comes, I am the experiencer, body, mind, the world and its objects, everything is experienced. I am the knower and the body-mind complex and the world is the known. Druk Drishya Viveka. I am Druk and the whole world is Drishya. So that's how we can say, I am different from the body. So the materialistic view, Charvaka's view is refuted here. And because there are so many bodies, there are so many reflecting mediums, that's why our experiences are different. But by that, we cannot say that there are so many souls or multiplicity of souls. The soul or the self or the Atman or the Purusha is only one. That is what has been told in this shloka. Now in the verse 32. Aham drashtutaya siddho deha drushyataya stitaha mamayamiti nirdesha katham syad dehakah puman. Okay, I will tell the running meaning, then we'll go to word meaning. It will be easy for you. I is well established as the subject of perception. Here, I means refers to Atman, not the body-mind complex. So we have to understand very clearly and very carefully. Sometimes I refers to ego, sometimes I refers to self or Atman. So we have to understand properly. I is well established as the subject of perception, whereas the body is the object of perception. This is learned from the fact that when we speak of the body, we say, this is mine. So how can this body is Purusha? Now again, Adi Shankaracharya is repeating the same idea of the sloka number 23. In the sloka number 23, more or less the same idea we had seen, but again he's repeating. Then why Adi Shankaracharya is repeating? He didn't have any other work, so he's repeating same thing again and again. No. So many times we are hearing, but still our ignorance is so thick, it is not going. That's why Adi Shankaracharya is out of compassion. Acharya is out of compassion. He's trying to tell, oh, fooled ones, please don't never think that your body and your mind, you are beyond this body and mind. Aham, I, drashtutaya, as the subject of perception. Siddhaha, it is well established. What is well established? Dehaha, the body is drushyataya. It is the object of perception. Sthitaha, exists. It is well established that I, as the subject of the perception, and this world or deha, the body, is the object of perception. Ayamiti, this nirdeshat, on account of this description, katam, then how, syat can be, dehaka puman, this body is Purusha. When I am the subject, the Atman or the self or the Purusha is the subject and the body is the object, then how can I say that? Or how can I say that I am the body? It is wrong. It is misconception. It is illusion. That's what idea has been told in the 32 verse. Means I the subject and the body is the object. I am the experiencer and the body is experienced. I am the knower and the body is the known. Just like similarly I told, I have a body, I am not the body. I have a house, I am not the house. I have a vehicle, I am not the vehicle. Then whose body it is? It is my body or mine. It belongs to me. Whose house it is? It is my house and the house belongs to me. So it is mine, but I am not. But we confuse with I with my or mine. That's where we get into problem. So I am the subject. I am the experiencer. I am the observer. I am the knower. And whereas this body is the experienced, it is the object of perception. It is the object of experience. So the subject can never be the object. The experiencer can never be the experienced. The knower can never be the known, as told in this verse. Now, subject and subjective, object and objective is totally different. So this is all English grammar. You need not to bother, I think, and I need not to tell experience. So subject and subjective experience. Subject of experience and experience of subject and subjective experience, there is totally different. It is opposites. So we should not get confused also. Experience of subject and subjective experience is totally different. Experience of object and objective experience, again, it is totally different and opposites also. So here saying that subject of perception, object of perception, not subjective experience and objective experience. In the next sloka, the author is telling that, now you may say that I am beyond the body. How can you say that? Is there any other logic? Then he says, yes, the body has got 6 types of changes. Whereas the Atman, the Purusha, the self is beyond, is above these 6 types of changes that we shall see in the next class. If you have got any questions, I'll be glad to answer your questions. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.